Hey Zen fam! So, we finally made it to August. August 1st. Here we are. 5 months to go till we can put 2020 in the bin. It's been a horrible year and you all know why. I can't say it because YouTube will smack me wrist and probably hit me with a channel strike or even maybe take my channel away. I'm not chancing it. So, you know how it goes. Every time I want to mention the thing, I'll have to dance about it. So, things have been interesting this last month because this was obviously, we've just been through what a lot of people in the industry have termed to be the E3 month. Yeah, the E3 month. Which of course leads us to the ideas of what exactly are we going to get next year, if anything. Will there be an E3 in 2021? While I pick up my mic because it's fallen down and I actually want to have good sound. Trials and tribulations of a YouTuber. Anyway, so yeah, will we get an E3 in 2021? Will we get any of our other shows in 2021? You know, what are content creators like me gonna do for 2021? Content creators like me that still need you to enter the competition so that I can get up to 500 subscribers before 23rd of October. Because if by 23rd October I am not at 500 subscribers, this competition right here will get removed and nobody will win. And I want to give two yous out there a t-shirt of your choosing from my Redbubble store. So get on that. So, how's it all gonna pan out? How's it all gonna filter down? You know, because how much do the industry want it? Do the industry want to do stuff like E3? Because it is costly. But humans love to go to events. People love to go to events, you know. And there's that community spirit, because that's what humans do. We build communities. We come together. We talk. We buy stuff. You know. We share opinions. Communities are at the heart of what humans are, and also at the heart of what gamers are. Because although gaming is a solo pursuit, by and large, there's nothing more we'd love than as gamers coming together to talk to other gamers. You know? I mean, even if you got two gamers at like a work do, I mean, like some sort of training weekend to improve productivity and team accomplishment, blah 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 blah, all that kind of nonsense that companies come out with, you know, like adventure weekends for people to come to while your phone goes off and makes notifications while you're trying to make a video. You know, and it's like, so you could have two gamers who are from opposite ends of the gaming sphere. Like you've got a guy over here who's probably like maybe a PC guy, you could have a guy over here that's like a Switch guy, or you could have like a PlayStation guy and an Xbox guy, but they're two gamers and are the only gamers there. They will come together and they will talk. It's like when I made that video about how close metal and gaming is. You've got two metalheads in an event like that, they'll come together and chat. So could you imagine if there was two guys like that, they were both metalheads and they're both gamers? Yeah, that's just what the film would enjoy. Two metalhead gamers finding each other and a thing like that, and just getting a chance to blather. You know, even if they're in two different forms of metal and they're like in two different parts of the gaming sphere, they still come together and they still chat, because that's what humans do, and that's what gamers do, and that's what metalheads do. But then it all comes down to how things are going to get staged, you know, and if they get staged. Because like there are many conventions, not just E3. I mean, here in Scotland we have Resonate, we have Glasgow Gamescom, there are LAN events that happen through like around Midlothian and stuff. And I know there's a gaming convention, I think it happens in like Aberdeen or Dundee or something. I can't remember where it is or what it's called. If you know, obviously type it below. Yeah, so there are gaming events all over the place, and then down south they have like EGX, and then like I know Australia has PAX, and North America has PAX in various cities, and obviously, you know, there's Gamescom in Cologne, Germany, and of course E3, and other things all over the place, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that wherever you are in the world, there is probably a gaming convention that you were not able to go to this year because 2020. Try to put a smile on it. Oh dear. Yeah, so these events will obviously all have to change their nature. Now here in Scotland, thankfully the First Minister has handled the situation rather well, I actually think. I think Nicola's done a good job. In fact, if anything, she's been noted for the job she's done by other world leaders. Yeah, there's food for thought for you. And of course there have been a couple of, shall we say, light-coloured haired individuals of world leadershipness that have not handled the situation as well as they could have. Say no names. Anyway, so I imagine for something like, say, Resonate, what they'll probably have to do is, normally Resonate is like Saturday, Sunday. I think what they would probably have to do is do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and basically limit the amount of tickets, and obviously, you know, you can only ever get a 2-day pass at this stage. Don't think they'd let you have a 3-day pass. So you get they would only allow you 2-day passes. You could either come the Friday and the Saturday, or the Saturday and the Sunday, you know, or perhaps the Friday and the Sunday, who knows. But you only get to come to 2 days. And I imagine the amount of tickets, they still have all the same amount of stuff, but, you know, obviously the amount of tickets for people being able to come and all the rest of it will be less. So there'll be less people floating about the space. And I imagine they would also probably like do ticketing for each of the sort of eventy parts of it. So like the VR stalls and like the mass gaming events, like the, you know, the esports and the rest of it, and the shows. They probably have multiple versions of each of the thing, you know. Sort of like, you know, like for the show, you're probably, you know, for the stage shows, they'll probably be like, they'll probably do the same thing 2 or 3 times, but it'll be like one batch of tickets for show 1, one batch of tickets for show 2, one batch of tickets for show 3. And I imagine for like the VR, probably like timed tickets. So you get a ticket with your time on it, and you come to that VR booth at that particular time, so you're not standing in a line, so you're not just all hanging about super close to each other, because people bunch up in queues. That's what happens. Especially in gaming events, especially in conventions. Like if you've been to like a Comic-Con, you know, or any kind of geek event, people bunch up because they talk, because they're a community, and, you know, of course they're, you know, eager to get to the thing, you know, so they want to be that bit closer. It's just psychology, you know. Humans, what are you gonna do? Oh man. So yeah, have to obviously space events out a bit more. So I imagine like 3GX, I'd probably do a similar thing, you know, it's like extend the amount of time, you know. And obviously, for something like EGX, which is a lesser form of like Gamescom and obviously E3, then you obviously have to separate the days for press and public. So let's take it to the E3 example. Let's cut to the chase. I mean, we know about Gamescom and all that, and how cool they are, and how much your boy Zemblook would very much love to be a bigger YouTuber, so he could have a little bit of ad revenue, or even better still, forget ads and just have Patreon revenue made by you guys, so that I could go and make videos for you that you want to see, you know, be your eyes and ears on the scene. I'd love to be able to do that for you guys, but at less than 2k, hell, less than 1k, I can't do that yet. But anyway, let's say I get to E3. Okay, E3 itself is probably going to have to radically change its design. Now yes, E3 has been changing these last couple of years. You know, it's been trying to have an add-in of more public, mixed in with press. Now the first year they tried it, it was just, it wasn't good. I mean, all the press people are like, you couldn't report on anything because there were people everywhere. And so then E3 sort of fixed it a bit and made it a bit better, and all the press were like, it was a wee bit better this year, we could get around, but the waiting times were still horrendous. So I suggest that, considering E3 usually takes better part of a week, that obviously E3 going forward is probably best actually let's just make it a week. Monday to Sunday. So then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's the press. Press get all that, and they get in, they do all the big shows, they cover the stage shows from the big boys, your Bethesda, your EA, your Ubisoft, all the big shows, and the Microsoft and Sony turn up. Yay! That would be wonderful, because as we all know, the last couple of years, Sony's no bothered. Sony's gone, but then we're doing PSX, and at 2020 we're going to do a series of small shows all over the place, which would have been cool, because I reckon what Sony were probably thinking were probably every wee show they'll bring out another wee nugget of news and continually stay in the news cycle, and I reckon that was Sony's plans. But obviously those plans got yeeted because, 2020. Oh God, I wish I could say the words. So anyway, so you'd have this week-long E3 with the first half of the week being for the press, being for all the big events, and then for the last few days, say Thursday to Sunday or Friday to Sunday, depending. They let all the people in, all the actual audience, the people that really want to see how it's all, what's there. And obviously with distancing measures and ticketing and stuff, like I said, for Resonate. And I think they could make it work that way, but it would in some ways become more expensive, in other ways less expensive. Hear me out. I think there would obviously be a case that that basically what you'd have is, if you've got teams from international teams, like say IGN UK, they make an appearance at E3. So they would fly over, plonk themselves down in Los Angeles. But here's the tricky part: once they're in Los Angeles, they'd probably have to stay there for a couple of days in quarantine to make sure that they've not brought anything with them. And then move to the convention. There they are in the convention away, making the videos, blah 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 blah. Then I have to up sticks and fly back to London. Boom. At that point, they're probably Heathrow, and imagine then they probably have to stay for 2 days, possibly 3, who knows, and what the governments of those two countries say, and stay there in quarantine for a couple of days, making sure that they've not caught it over there and brought it back here. So that's going to get expensive, because let's face it, those countries, they're not going to do that for free. There's going to be costs incurred, especially at the Los Angeles. And maybe over here there might be a provision from the National Health Service that will settle into that, but considering how quickly the Tories attacked to destroy the National Health Service, that might not be a thing. Anyway, so it's going to be much longer for the reporters, from the various news organisations. So it does make me wonder, will they come back in the half of the week when the public are all doing the E3, or are they going to stay for the whole of the E3 and cover the public perspective, but just much further back, like a small team mingling in with the crowd, sort of getting crowd reaction, a little bit of vox pops, go around the show floor, or will the press completely pull back for the second half of the week? Then of course, YouTubers, guys like me and bigger than me, and hopefully I'm a bit bigger by then, fingers crossed, Gail come to E3 and want to cover it for you lovely people, all you out there. Okay, so if I'm there, let's say, fingers crossed, I can have a little bit of Patreon revenue, have that passport, have that ticket, have that accommodation, which I'm coming to. Okay. So you've got you guys have got me to E3 and I'm reporting for you. When do I fit in? Because first of all, I've got to apply for a press pass. So let's say I was unsuccessful in getting a press pass. I'd like to think I'd be successful, but let's go with the worst case scenario. Let's deal with that first. So let's say I haven't become a press pass guy. So I've had to go to the latter half. So that then only means I can only cover all that stuff. You know, the show floor and, you know, the booths and all this. So it's still plenty content. But obviously it's not going to be as good. But let's say I do get the press pass. But as a press pass, how much of it can I actually get to? Because I'm only a little YouTube channel. I mean, needless to say, I managed to reach the big goal in my head. The goal where I have 2,000 subscribers and about a quarter of that, yeah, are regular Patreon providers giving me, you know, £1 a month, let's say. So, you know, every month I'm making like, what, 25 quid. And every month I put that 25 quid away, and that is just for the channel and just for the channel expenditure for equipment and travel and stuff. You know, it's only for the channel. You know, that would mount up very quickly. Over the course of a year, I'd end up with a fair wee chunk of change, and I could do some stuff with you boys and girls. Okay, so let's just say I've got my press pass, I'm in E3, I'm there and I'm reporting. Then I've got to worry about accommodation. Now, yes, I'm always worried about, you know, the two ends of the travel, the isolation at either ends. But then I've also got to worry about staying in Los Angeles. Yeah. I'd like to think that because 2020 and all its wonderfulness, because there's been a lot less people travelling about and staying in places that aren't theirs, that they're going to be hungry for trade. So they might drop their prices a bit. It's a hope. It's a slender hope, but it's a hope. Okay? So if they drop their prices, then that's going to make it easier for guys like me, if indeed I could get to go, if indeed there is an E3. There's a lot of ifs in this video. A lot. Yeah, and there goes my phone again. Dang it, I really need to remember to mute my phone completely before I make videos. I used to do it all the I used to be religious about that, but I've let that slip. Naughty Zenblook. So, let's bundle this all together, shall we? Chances are there could very well be an E3 next year, but it's probably going to have to be longer. It's probably going to have to be bisected, press and public. It's probably going to have a lot more social distancing measures. You know, sanitisation at stations, queues managed, ticketed, timed events, you know, within the actual event itself. Public probably not able to go to the press briefings because they'll be for press only, because that'll be the first half of the week. Will Sony attend? Who knows? Will Microsoft attend? Who knows? Will EA come back to the convention center? Who knows? You know, it's all up in the air. It's all up for grabs. But the main thing that I can only hope is that we do get conventions and convention stay, because there's nothing honestly like getting hands on new equipment. I was one of the first people to play a PlayStation 3 because I got hands on an early unit, because a shop I used to go to, they actually had a unit they imported from the States. And oh my god, being one of the first people to, probably like maybe 50 or so people have played it before me, but you know, city the size of Edinburgh and a country the size of Scotland connected to the so-called United Kingdom. Oh, I call that, a small feather in the cap that I was so soon with PlayStation 3. And of course, got a little bit of that early hands-on with the DualSense, DualShock 4. Like, there's videos way back in the history of the channel. And it's like, yeah, I've seen some stuff, I've done some stuff, and there's nothing like going hands-on. When you're one of the first few people, like when I was first on the VR tour, and they brought the VR units to Glasgow. Oh, such a good day. That's such a great video. It's got so many views. Love that video. Anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, the main points are, guys, get typing down below. Let me know what you think is going to be next year. Will there be an E3? Won't there be an E3? How will it be done? Should it be done? How is it going to handle the press? How's it going to handle the public? How's it going to handle with the situation? It's a many splendor thing. It's a rich tapestry, as they say. So get your thoughts down below, and of course, hashtag support Scottish YouTubers, because we need you. We really do. There's not a lot of us, and those of us that are out here, we need you. We need your support. So, best thing you can do if you want to support a YouTuber, click that like button. Click that like button. It helps so much. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that we're out here and that you like what we do. And even better, subscribe. It doesn't cost you nothing. Nothing at all. So hit a like, hit a subscribe, make a YouTuber's day, help another human. It's all good. You win, I win, all YouTubers win. It's great. Anyway, I'm rambling again, dear God. Okay, guys, before I spin off on another tangent, I'll close this video in the manner that you're used to me closing the videos. So, aye, nae bother.